time around though. Serial, this player into the squad who struggled last time out, is the first point of response towards the B site, which will be taken for free by BBL after the utility.
Yeah, and you also look at this Vise ball, it's clearly set up for the tail. You're telling it straight in. Look at this sociablEE. It's got no way out. An easy kill trap being made by Team Liquid.
Nice early confidence builder, and that will get cut out pretty quickly by BBL. The Vice grip towards main means that a flash Keiko should be a dead one. Jamppi confirms it, and with that, numbers back to BBL and the spike going down at long last.
Spike planted.
Two remaining players, Serial and Nats, have to try and get something. Arcrow's still in Nats' pocket here, has it?
And you look at the split approach from both players. Loose crossfire being held. Magnum, the first point of contact as they walk in. Jamppi now knows. Reintroduced back to the angle. LewN dealing the damage. It's a double
On
kill.
top of that, right, it's the way that BBL were fighting back in, being proactive on this attack, knowing that they were under siege, and, well, getting their priorities spot on.
Mentioned by LewN before, the anti and how that's been an issue. When you bring a new comp like this, there's always the possibility to bring something new out instead. And already Camo trying to do that. Second player stunned. Keiko! Three of the best. He makes them pay. PROFEK the last one left, and he is a dead man walking. Should have. That's the orbital strike available.
Excellent from Camo. This arcade seems to be a place that BBL want to keep coming back to. That's still not identified, but they should have an idea. The utility coming through, and well, not long for this world, Nats. Still manages to escape though.
He's got a smoke dropped on his head as well for a little bit of support, and those thorns, well, it's not the next patch, they're going to last for a little longer.
Magnum getting the first, trying to play through the Cosmic Divide, find a little pocket to play within while the spike goes down, but I mean, the orbital strike being used to come straight back in. Still, though, Team Liquid are delayed. It's Serial's utility. It's Serial's rifle.
Necessary through his utility and then all funneled back into the crosshair. It was a nice opening from Camo. Not often we see him bring the op out, but getting its retrospective value.
Oh God, this site could completely open up. He's got so much utility to support him, though, from Nats.
And he's not going to need any of it. LewN flies straight in. There is no second layer to this. BBL, this onslaught towards the site is shut down almost immediately. It just never gets going. Magnum, stray shots, finally connects. Now it's a 3v2. And with damage onto Camo, BBL have got them boxed in.
Can't use
Got to be
that
thinking
yet.
of Magnum's position here as well, being in CT. You can see Nats just re-exploring, trying to find exactly where Magnum's gone, but he's in prime position to try and find a pick.
It's in a complete 1 versus 1 towards main now. PROFEK, it feels as if every round he's played so far has been Sheriff in hand, but now supported by the rifle of Magnum with a cam bookmark towards spawn.
They're worried in case the players have escaped on towards sand. paTiTek's just trying to get a jump, but they probably would have heard the sound cue there. 20 seconds.
It's not going to be enough time to call the B rotation. BBL need to rein this one in. The A site is the target, and now Nats has arrived. Whether they know it or not, they're straight into the jaws of the beast itself. Camo collecting, looking to set up for A main yet again, and now they start to show a little bit more of that disrespect. Camo right at their necks. PROFEK shuts it down. And BBL look to go on the offensive. Canteen clear, not going to happen for LewN. Instead, he just wants to make sure that this space towards tower is filled. That's a player spotted in the process. The top of Keiko's head revealed. And the rope under BBL's banner.
Yeah, you've got to be looking towards... Oh, straight away, they're just going to use the breach out and try and take arcade. But the post-plant setup has it's placed for B main.
In terms of the utility that's left to try and support this, the salvos aren't online right now. Got to wait for that one to come back up. Drone still available. It's the Armageddon from the defender's side that BBL have to be concerned about, as it's given Keiko an opportunity to capitalize. 3-on-3 situation as it stands, and Keiko still going through the motions. That brings the ult up though. sociablEE now with rockets in hand, an opportunity to deny at the first and second time of asking.
Go ahead.
It's ticking away from Liquid. They're fighting a losing battle here, and paTiTek knows it. PROFEK finishing off the job. Highlighted information for BBL now. The cam not quite spotting Camo, but Magnum is there in time.
Nice trade out either way, although losing Magnum loses the control, the passive control that comes through from the traps of the Cypher. You can see both teams looking towards A main here.
The proactivity in the mid-round, 1-for-1 won't suffice. paTiTek needs a whole lot more from this position, and the ult would have aimed for him to help in doing so, but down to 55. All it's done is bought time for the rotation.
Yeah, well, the rotation's coming in, but it's Nats is heading on towards the flank as well. One thing to note, but Sociable gets rid of the site player. Cosmic Divide straight in. That spike can go down easy enough, but it's still a 2 versus 2 here.
Looking to get proactive outside of the post plant. The spike's still not gone down. They were searching for a kill to send it back in their favor. Steps heard Nats. That's Sociable's opportunity to claw one back.
Left.
With 30 seconds left, the wall doesn't last.
Presence coming through from Team Liquid. And well, somehow they found Keiko trying to go under. Should be aware of the second player though.
That's what the stun was ready for, but it's sidestepped by Nats, and as quickly as he finds his first, Magnum can clean up. Camo running in behind right now. That main play has suddenly turned to the aggression that we were expecting from the team, but Sociable is all too aware, prepared of it, too rattled back. And so onto the shoulders of Serial it goes, and if there was any barometer of how he's performing in his second series inside this Liquid squad,
Spike planted.
he'll be coming up with the goods here.
Needs to be massive. 3 players, disconnect.
Looks like under, so 2 players there ready to stop the cross. LewN lurking again on this Yoru. Valuable the TP and just keeping him omnipresent, but there's only one place you need to be looking right now, and he's behind you!
Oh no, the timing's insane! Although, at the same time though, Magnum is close by, easy to go and retake that space that BBL just lost. But you can see they're feeling a little bit forced and moving towards the A side of the map.
It's another one of those situations where it feels like there is no second layer. The timing of the Steel Garden from Nats is absolutely picture perfect. It stopped BBL dead in their tracks. Now just looking like they're going to reset, re-clear Arcade late into the round after Liquid have been running circles around them. It's feeling like a bit of a directionless round, and to the last chance saloon they go.
30 seconds left.
Well, time being low, it's going to come down to that death match that we spoke about previous. Needs to be huge. Getting the ultimate, the Armageddon, invested by Sociable. PROFEK going through, almost playing like the duelist. A controller who's been so good, and Sociable as an initiator who's been excellent as well, but they've not accounted for paTiTek. He doesn't go for the kill, and now it's up to his Sheriff. A 1 versus 1. Initiator versus initiator.
Had to take one more flash to try and play around with, but Sociable's already repositioned.
Spike. Looks he's going to get half, although salvos push off. Sheriff needs to be spot on.
He's giving away his position.
He doesn't know where Sociable is. Trying to tap, bait him out, looks for it! Characteristic to feel as if BBL don't have control, because the macro game is usually their strongest point. Cosmic Divide straight in, and this dimensional drift looking to identify where players are, and they know exactly where paTiTek is.
Util to try and set this piece up. Flashed on, but not Nats! Oh no! Don't you think for a second you had access to his sight? Serial spamming back through BBL's own cage. And even with the ults invested, they can't get past this threshold.
It's the same. Problems have been happening all half. But the good thing for BBL, they always find a way to fight back into rounds. And look at Camo being all alone in towards Arcade.
Magnum to challenge him. Huge 1 versus 1. BBL need the next kill in this round. Well, you've almost written it off. Steps heard behind the Nebula. Cam is broken before he can even get a look in. BBL have committed towards this left-hand side yet again. They'll be without the tools to try and do it this time around. Last little bits of utility coming out the belt, but it's Serial who volleys off yet another shot. PROFEK put to the dirt. Buried in the backside. Serial yet another. Magnum 1 versus 3, a clutch which you could not see.
Utility. I just want to point out, look towards the top side of the map and the proactivity that BBL are bringing through to make sure there is no locks coming through that we usually expect from a player like Nats.
Fully set up for the retake. Nats is going to be fighting on his lonesome in just a second. 2 players peeking out! 2 players in the ground! I don't know how Nats does it, but he's got the Midas touch so far in this game. So much for impact. And as the drone just confirms what we already know to be true, that Liquid are hold up here, there, and everywhere. It's a crossfire that BBL walk into to try and save the dying embers of this round, if not map.
There's no utility either for BBL to use, so this is just going to have to be straight up gunfights.
going for the full stick, and sociablE's going to defend it with his life. That has been halved already, and Liquid not in the best position to try and support this. This would be a 2 versus 4 if it comes off, and while
to it. BBL, look, you're looking towards just LewN all on his own. Gets the first. Doesn't TP out just yet.
To withhold the pressure for a little bit longer. BBL stronger in their setup towards that left-hand side with the cam contact as PROFEK starting to walk towards Dish. They're looking to confirm that there's no presence towards Bridge. LewN need to hold the line, and he's done it again. TP's back to Link, and now he's safe.
He's done massive work here, getting the advantage through, but still needs to be careful about Team Liquid taking extra space.
You expect a player to be in this smoke. TP's going to cut across it. Blindside paTiTek just ever so slightly. Keiko creeping up. 2 players looking the wrong way, both initiators. paTi's able to get his kill as well, and they converge on sociablE's position. Oh, it just feels so cruel. But Liquid have carved out an opening for themselves, and with the possibility of a rotation, it's pulled over PROFEK in the process. And so with him leaving only MAGNUM alone on the A site, it's a 2 versus 1.
All the hopes and dreams for this round specifically rest on MAGNUM. Well, he's not going to get the line of sight he was looking for. Team Liquid, dotting their I's, crossing their T's, looking to clear everything out, and somehow MAGNUM gets a spam kill.
Down to 4 bullets though, paTi jumping in.
BBL know exactly what they want to do, and they've got cam for contact as well.
I think if you're Liquid though, you see that deep star placed, you're expecting there to be something here. And so they invest the orbital strike just to clear the space. That's literally all it was, but it has bought BBL a little bit more for themselves here as the execute comes in.
So much utility on the site, and it's still MAGNUM who's come up far. sociablE should have been caught, and he's not. Gets to. And now Keiko left with a rescue mission of a round. Players are isolated though, has it?
This is one situation. As you say, 1 player on the site, 1 arriving. sociablE kept up in the tower for now. Walking into the smoke.
I don't think that trip is going to last that much on Dish.
No.
Salvo's dealing with that.
Oh, nice shot from LewN as well, as the op has been upgraded from an outlaw.
Spike not committed anywhere.
No.
Even though it's just dropped down.
And with Serial dead before his drone, you then look at the tools that Liquid have to re-clear a lot of this space. It kind of falls to Nats and him using the Arc Rose. Instead, goes headhunting himself, finds PROFEK in the process. It's a combination of ults from BBL. Liquid scatter to the crosshairs of sociablE. We'll find 2 kills. That is all. Keiko in a clutch position yet again. He drops out of Dish. He's a fitted Liquid up until this point. The timing for LewN. Oh, it was A-OK. He ripped the TP and that was fine. But when he turns back, it's a scary sight as Serial has opened up the possibility of the B play.
And if they get the spike down, again, I need to highlight it once more, the Steel Garden. In fact, it's getting invested straight away as a way to delay BBL getting out and getting that spike down.
So hanging on to a couple more big pieces as well in post. Not just the Steel Garden, that's the last of your concerns right now. We've got to play into a retake. So often post plant set up towards Arcade. That is where BBL looking to try and go heavy. Jamppi's already dropped, but you've still got PROFEK in position. He will finally fall, and so with paTiTek kept on his feet, he'll try and send everyone else off it.
Got to be thinking about this Armageddon as well that's been held in pocket, but time is getting low right now for BBL.
sociablE making the most of the fact that they can't hear where he is. It's just before the map could be ending. As I said, direct team, usually towards this side of the map at times. The trap is perfectly placed, and Jamppi capitalizing with his aftershock already in towards spawn. Keiko looking for the fight, but it's Nats that's right in front. Another vintage map from him. Another round, which has BBL so far removed as it being LewN the last man left. And they know where he is.
An op as well to try and clutch up with. This is not the weapon you want.
Perhaps, but that only means anything if Liquid are playing off of one another. The Vice Wall now going to be triggered as he makes this rotation back through spawn. So with main the angle of approach, paTi's got the stun. You can place those thorns and you can already see Nats on the spike. Time ticking away for LewN. Liquid looking primed to take their map.
Yeah, salvos, Armageddon, you have what you want here, Liquid. You have basically map 1 in the bag. Everything has been spot on since they played this map. From
they played, he was the A player. Now, a solo C-hold is what is asked of him. But again, those traps that he's placing, so good for the Flood back site if they need it. It's mid that you've got to be thinking about. The walk down punished, and then Magnum able to shut out the engagement itself.
really nice. Spike isolated now. How does Team Liquid get... Oh, say Team Liquid. How does Serial or Nats get this one back? You can see right now, though, BBL ever so slightly worried about the positioning and perhaps the availability of Lux that Liquid have as Nats is making his way through B and towards C-Link.
Such a strong position. It's what you do with it. This smoke, Jamppi concerned of it, still holding on against his former teammate. Hearing the steps, and that's caught his attention. Timing is completely off. And so Nats has opened the door to a C-site plant. It's a little longer on sociablEE's rotation as well.
Got to be looking at the utility though, as BBL try to come back into sight. An info dart, 2 shocks, and even the paranoia. A boatload of information, and already getting the first pick.
It's a big one. Serial in the hot seat. His chance to really show us that new man, but instead it's PROFEK, as you know, on the map of LewN. Just outside a lobby, Drone trying to clear this. paTi the one to do it. It does reveal position, and utility in support from Jamppi was good, but all that does is accelerate this C play.
Yeah, BBL having information, they could already lean towards this side of the map, but you've got to be thinking about these backside anchors. Can they stand the test of the aggression? Magnum certainly cannot. Still though, a quick pause to affairs as the Spike attempts to go down. Camo going towards backside. sociablEE not looking towards what was below. And leaves the last 2 remaining players of BBL in a clutch, which, well, already is not going well.
Yeah, I'm a little bit surprised that BBL didn't put a heavier price on Garage through up and out into the light. It is quite a sunny day in Berlin. It's going to capture PROFEK, so that's Keiko now in the 1v1 as kills going their way elsewhere for Liquid. He will find PROFEK in the Shadow Realm too, so a 5v2 presents itself. Liquid in full control.
Even getting to deposit more utility in terms of the traps, etc. Maybe at the back of their head, thinking about saving Magnum's rifle at the very least. I mean, the money not looking great. It's always the worst thing about being on defense is the economy state. And Liquid now looking to hunt.
And I love this too. Hat off the head from Nats. Keiko's already signed off on his kill contract. Why not add a couple more? Camo goes chasing. And with Magnum, the last name left on the list against Pistols here. The B site is where Liquid go. I mean, now people often say you never go B against the eco. They want to take some extra space, and with a double tap active, they walk into trouble. What did I say?
Neuro Theft invested as well, so they'll get a full grasp of what's going on. And look at the late flank coming through from A lobby.
It'd be huge if sociablEE plays his cards right, but instead, he's just a little too eager. A couple of rounds now where he's been a step behind the play when he could have been ahead of the curve instead. LewN with a face check, shoulder spotted, so's the barrel. It's betrayed paTiTek, and so Jamppi will capitalize. 3 on 2, BBL with just a man advantage.
And because the 2 players had pushed in towards A-Link, the players on BBL have picked up 2 rifles to work with. This is not looking good right now for Team Liquid as they isolate the 2 players that they're working with.
But yeah, and Nats is still towards Garage, so it's only Serial fighting on site. He's separated from the man
30 seconds left.
who is mentoring him in this team, as he said before, to lead by example. He stressed the importance when it comes to anti-ecos, I guess, or at least that was the trend before. Camo has a Bucky to support the overdrive investment. 2 traps from Magnum. First won't catch him, second does. Down to 47. Now the backside space is where they'll look to fight Liquid.
That's a frustrating one, getting taken out by a Bucky, and even a second one as well. BBL though, still trying to work their way back through with the 3 players that they have remaining.
No drone, no stun. A little bit of silence required before BBL can engage.
I mean, that info dart coming up soon. It comes up before Team Liquid have theirs, and Jamppi already getting the first. Rolling Thunder online and straight into the site. paTi, though, looking to try and escape in towards CT, but doesn't get his timing right and loses control of the site and the spike. BBL, they're working on the spike.
Ooh, expectant of that play. Set up towards mid, you'd think they'd be thinned out on A, but instead PROFEK has cut them down to size. With Serial gone, there's no smokes left. You're straight into the site behind the relay bolts of Camo. Rallying off shots, but it's sociablEE who trades, and with the mid lurk lost, it's numbers BBL back into a retake where they are strongest.
Yeah, this is getting claustrophobic for Liquid because of the fact that LewN's so fast on this flank.
I don't think they're even going to be able to set up the post plant. They've got to look for kills, and with Camo finding yet another, he's got to funnel more bullets back in the magazine before he can give it a second go. Grouped up with paTi, plant goes down. BBL still in front by just the one man for now. But Liquid have reacted well to take this space towards CT.
And they still have information items to use, right? You're looking towards this owl drone. Could even use a Hunter's Fury late into post if they need it.
Difficult position for paTi to try and find use for it, but instead it's the shots which will connect for him. Jamppi getting one back. Suez where he'd hung out for the majority of this round, now looking to finish it for the first time in the previous series, but one which is very micro heavy, and when you're focusing on that kind of stuff, it's a lot more difficult to perform on, you know, just shooting your gun in your hands.
Cage trigger.
A little bit of carnage, and MAGNUM somehow slipped into a pocket to work with. And he's working well after he gets the first and plays in the rest of BBL. A little distraction, a bait and switch, and it works so well. paTi not long for this world, and young player likes to be aggressive, and he's certainly being here. Place just popped out, and that's too easy picked. Making 3 for Liquid. It's just death by 1,000 cuts. 4 1v1s taken, and Liquid win them all.
Live by the sword, die by the sword. It's the micro again, I think. Just so many isolated engagements. This is how Liquid were able to sow chaos on Haven in their previous map against Gentlemates. Some of the rounds that did look really scrappy, but they're fighting on multiple fronts. And on a round like this, when, you know, you can give Camo a bigger puzzle, because, as you know, he likes to create plans, likes to get involved. This another one of them. Cooked up immediate. 2 smokes, looking for the reveal over the top, already broken out. Keiko claiming his opposite number. And now looking for that fight inside the kill contract, which he wins. And with a double tap back online, BBL will not be dipping in for any more.
Really nice re-engage through the kill contract. Nats as well, fighting his way through mid. Oh no.
Re-engaged his position. Nats aware of it. PROFEK trading out. The 1-for-1 does put them a player short, BBL. This is going to be a serious test of whether they can become a little more than the sum of their parts, because while they were able to win a few retakes, 2vx's situations previously, this feels like a whole different kettle of fish, and sociablEE playing a corner you'd typically consider one and done. It has to come up with the goods and then some.
Worlds apart, the two players, no tradability, individuality is massive.
The reveal is not going to catch him here. This is the one corner you need to clear that the reveal does not scan, and sociablEE is very nearly let off the hook. Held up in the heavens as it stands though. Double kill trips down long. That's the one counter to Camo that you'd be looking for, but he gets away scot-free.
Yeah, with a first trap, there's still a second one hanging around, and still BBL have control of the site.
That true blue duelist. It's only 34 points of health now. Bit of mid-rounding from BBL. sociablEE only able to clear the corner, but Keiko, the healthy player, happy to help out those in need. Camo taken down by the toe. And Jamppi still in behind this cage. Space which needs to be cleared. Oh, up again. He's just going to send it straight in their face. And while paTi's walked through it, it's into Jamppi's open arms. Keiko, last player left. Not on the smoker this time, but to save the day from the duelist role.
I mean, if there was a player to do it, right? Here's the TP, but 4 players.
The other thing as well, it's just keeping everyone else in check, and with LewN, it's like more of a red herring right now.
Spot on. Nats though, wants to continue moving forward and doesn't realise there's a player right behind him.
Okay.
Trigger discipline, just to make sure there's no more. And well, there you go, converted into a kill.
I was wondering where we were going with that one, but PROFEK realizes in the end, oh, it's Nats. Okay, there's nobody else here. Where are they? Garage. And Magnum has a boatload of them right in front of his crosshair. That's the spike drop to the back of the pack. Camo to collect onto C, but not without concessions.
Oh no. BBL find themselves in an advantage. You're looking towards the utility to come back in on, and there's so much to be used.
BBL have been brilliant in their retakes so far, but this one to find an 8th could truly separate them from Liquid heading onto the attack side. PROFEK clawing back the space towards Garage. It's Keiko out on an island, finding himself in a BBL sandwich, and he doesn't like the sound of that. Stepping back into the reveal. And when the limelight hits his face, he melts under the bright Berlin light. Cam for a little bit of info, but realizes this site is best left. Towards Garage he goes, but LewN is looking.
Oh.
Does he want to disrespect this smoke? Nats doesn't have the right idea, and so LewN gets the opener.
But while this has all been happening, right, it's a complete fake on C. And BBL know that after the initial aggression, they can go and re-clear towards A.
Go back sight, only with a double tap, yet to equip it, fighting out solo, fearless, he falls, sociablE following it up. With that second layer of LewN levied over their heads, the threat comes in from both sides if you're Liquid. Time is of the essence, and you've only got 2 players to digest this with.
Yeah, not only that, you look towards the layers that are happening on screen as well. LewN's been deposited late for a flank. BBL though, they've got so much utility, but they like to try and force players into like a bad position. Early gunfight, LewN loses out.
Camo winning that one again. Strange seeing him in action at the start of the round sometimes. He's the best closer that they have, I think. Most clutches won on Liquid is their duelist. So as the round goes on, he gets more and more useful. Same could be said for Nats, but his sight has fallen at the hands of the Stingers. That's why you buy him. Here's sociablE arriving round the side through mid. And so Keiko last left. How many times are we going to say that one today? Under the collar momentarily, but looks like LewN's the one going to be fighting him. He has struggled in those first duels.
LewN edging closer. The timing's insane.
No, 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 no.
First blood to BBL, and that's a big one to lose out. That's your Astra gone.
And that's the only player that was looking B. He's just turned his head.
And now Liquid have to go, try and re-clear towards this B side, and BBL are sitting waiting.
LewN takes those every day of the week, but shouldn't be getting any more. It's Keiko to peek into him next. Very easily could have fallen asleep at the wheel, but no, Keiko in for a fight and then doubles down on the double tap, and so sociablE, I think you know the next words out of my mouth, doubles up.
Still a thrifty in Jamppi's hand. That's thrifty. Keep calling it thrifty. A stinger in Jamppi's hands.
Yeah. Dude, he's so rich by now as well. He'll just be in 9K soon. That's if Nats can't put a stop to things. He broke their bye before. He broke their backs with some of the impact he had on Fracture, and one on the fadeaway would have been good if he hadn't been snatched from the darkness by PROFEK.
Yeah, paTiTek's trying to come back out through this CT spot. This is not the position you want to be in.
It's a stinger again.
I think you'd be thinking about a save here, right? You look at the money, in fact you're on defence in Team Liquid, and this time they're sticking around. Getting a kill contract through PROFEK on towards Nats, and meanwhile Keiko's got one picked, but at the same time BBL have got the rest of the pack. It's just 2 players left on Liquid's side.
Keiko was trying to thin out the herd with the ult to help the mid push, but now the numbers are stacked against them, and this is for the map. It's been over in a flash. Patty revealing his position. The 2v1 begins with his death.
My ultimate is ready.
Well, you've got to rely on Keiko, and everybody knows where he is, and on top of that, he's stunned up, time's ticking away. You're expecting BBL now to take this. In fact, it's almost a BBL guarantee. Gets the first, looking for one more. You see that BBL are just stalling for time. They know exactly what they need to do. We're looking at Ascent here, Hazza, and what that third.
Liquid are gonna get aggressive with this one early on in mid. Forget the utility. It's Serial Sheriff that shut down the first 2 players.
It's just carnage.
Into Link. I mean, it Doesn't start pretty well. It won't continue either. These frenzies that would have been looking to rush forward are put into the worst possible position to try and fight players here. As well, because with this util heavy comp, you're expecting combos like gravnet salvos a lot. You're playing further back, you're expecting that, but you're not to get yourself in those positions, forced to concede. Liquid now investing pieces of their own to start fighting market.
Camo. Go! Gets one of his own from short, but LewN opens up an opportunity right now for BBL to manipulate, and Keiko all alone right now.
He's going to hold off the site as long as he can. PROFEK, brilliant position to cut off this rotate. Has found the first of the kills. Nat's the next, but he will land his with a ghost in hand when he had a rifle and then picks up the Vandal instead.
It's a weird situation to be in, a 2v2 with every single player isolated. Don't want to give a 1v1, and BBL trying to link up the last two remaining.
Lost a player in B main. That would have been the info, but I guess they've just not managed to get a look on this one yet. So into the traps they go, just sidestepping it. Safe plant gen. That's first point of contact. He will wait for Keiko to arrive.
Yeah, that retake cam used early to identify players, and Jamppi not looking the right way. LewN now towards the back of site. He's on 77 HP, right? 3 armor, that's not really nothing to talk about. Needs to be clean fights, needs to win it cleanly, which is straight off the bat.
It's Camo with the blades over the top. Keiko's the one to find the first of those kills. Caught by the salvos of Jamppi on the opposite side, and BBL forcing an immediate reaction. A play called. Fake out used to reveal the position of the traps. And so is PROFEK in the corner. Nats to remove him.
They've even invested the Armageddon on top of that. LewN had a chance from window, but can't quite capitalise. It spams City, and it seems like Team Liquid are coming out on top. A 2v3 to try and clutch up from Armageddon, Nightfall, Null Command, and Cosmic Divide. And that's what we're seeing right now. We need to see BBL convert from an ult used.
Trying to do. LewN has TP'd into the backside with the sound cut from the Nightfall, but now they know he needs to hit the shot and he can't. paTiTek finishes it off. It's between him and, well, Paddy with a stash that end up doing it.
Yeah, and the spike elsewhere. How does BBL even try and get that one back? Like, they're just exploring the map, trying to find a way into the back lines and catch the players off guard. Take duels, etc.
Liquid know where the gap lies. Trying to plug that space exactly.
The trap that's been placed. Magnum goes searching alone, and
still Jamppi hanging around in the belly of the beast. Cosmic Divide coming in. Set up for a short push. It's main where they're going to go. That switch player isolated. Serial left alone.
I think like BBL are trying to fake out towards the B after they break the trap in mid, but again, as you say, trying to play in front of the Cosmic Divide. But it's Keiko playing behind it that's the issue. Jamppi finding a deposit to work with in towards spawn. But sociablEE still needs to worry about one. paTiTek playing within his own team's smoke. Although looks like sociablEE has been identified as paTiTek comes right.
Needing to create an environment where they can stoke comebacks. Keiko TPing away, but not punished. The sound sensor, the safety net, and Camo happy to take that timing mid-round. Big kill onto Jamppi.
Well, towards the B site we look. LewN trying to get something, and Keiko's so hot on the mark. Magnum at least gets the trade out, but still more players to worry about, and every single player's identified through mid.
For all the talk we've heard about utility and how overwhelming it can feel at times, BBL not getting the most out of theirs. The reveal and combination of the suppress have done decent work to reveal players. Magnum and PROFEK combining to make it a 2v1. But it's the newest player into the side that's going to have to go ahead and win BBL their first.
With only 50 points of health as well, he's baited the players in. A tap of the spike, but look at Keiko, he was away!
Saw in Game Changers, EMEA with G2 and GX on this map. Defender-sided dominance, but BBL wanting something on this you know, to work with by the time you get to that side swap. They've invested heavily here to take the A site, and while Nats goes checking, it is overlooked. PROFEK with one back.
At the same time, we look towards the main once again. There's already a clear flank coming through. Keiko out through heaven, getting to BBL just continue to hinder themselves, hemorrhaging players, and there's nowhere to go. The annihilation, the player through shot is stuck through door, identified. PROFEK needs to come up here.
This might go 13-0.
Looks certainly like
I've cursed it now. I've cursed it now.
Hey.
And look who it is!
No, I know. Hey, listen.
Had to be done.
It did. But yeah, I think like for as much as we can criticise BBL, I think we can really compliment Team Liquid for how they've played so far. Not only just like, not only just utility as well in the game plan, but like the individuals who have stepped up here, right? Because it seems as if like we're seeing Keiko continue to get doubles, etc.
paTiTek putting his foot down, as he said, pedal to the metal into middle, Patty double, nearly a third. Jamppi had a chunk taken out of him, while the knife is not going to land for all too much value. It's the Armageddon that you're looking towards, the graph net, to have them up to their knees. BBL can't get out into the site without a duel, and it's Jamppi doing the battling for BBL right to hold on. This is all you've got left.
Yeah, need to try and get something here. PROFEK at least getting one. Oh, hello! Two! Unable to escape the salvos, but an advantage now for BBL to work with.
It's that slight overheat which could cost them. LewN able to even the score, get the odds back in their favor. Twice as many players, 2v4 for the old heads.
And identifying exactly where the Tejo is. Nice. Closing the door, but the timing's insane from Nats. paTiTek can't quite get it to work. And now Nats escaping up towards heaven. The footsteps will be heard, but there's no way that he clutches up from here.
Nats has already had its impact in this series. Now he wants a little bit more. It's a 1 versus 1 right up behind. Jamppi, how long's it been? Oh, sweating 3 years? And then this from BBL is great. Just to highlight a little bit of the micro as well. Shutting the door was actually a decent idea, I think, on paper.
Yeah, I agree.
Slightly overlooked. You know?
Yeah, I get you, man. I get you.
The slig pen's already been whipped out, so.
Oh, I love it. At the same time, though, LewN, he's gone walkies, mate. Found himself towards top mid, and unfortunately...
Well, nation back. PROFEK finally spotting out those Liquid players. Camo caught by the C's, drop back into short they go. That's Nat's position. PROFEK looking to hold the line for what could be the last time. Support arriving. The captain's on the scene. It's Jamppi to drag Liquid down.
Spike down, and the last two remaining players on BBL reconvene, get together. They still have 2 flashes on MAGNUM to work with.
Liquid's past, looking to stop their future from finishing off this map here and now. Jamppi in the heavens, it's MAGNUM on the drop down. Judge is gone. Is still there, but there's no player in that position right now, not unless LewN wants to rotate.
Yeah, this is nice stall out from BBL, though. You look at the utility that they have, the triple initiator doing really well right now.
The timing was completely off there as well as Liquid looking to get up in their face. Jamppi continuing to just pad out the stats as so far as the rounds go on. That's a triple kill from him now, but cause for concern in this round. 3 versus 2, swiftly settled.
They're going to commit to this properly, right?
Oh, brilliant angle from MAGNUM. Just saw through the slit. Nats now removed. The fake out broken.
What?
LewN walking in solo. Don't worry, that wasn't a camo.
I thought it was.
180 flick.
I mean, MAGNUM gave us a 360 heli-up.
Yeah.
And he'll need to give us more than that right now.
Can he send Team Liquid's head spinning? Drops back with the flash. Salvo's at his feet. It's a bit of damage. PROFEK's Odin out in the open. MAGNUM last line of defense again. Finally he falls. Liquid in position. 3 versus 2 situation, and in terms of the retake, your Prowlers and Drone are gone. It is just that Horn and the Salvos when the time arrives.
Listen, probably waiting to use the C's and the Salvos at the same time. As identified, sociablEE making his way through A main. Jamppi, a chance to isolate, sees the gun barrel but can't win it. Now a 1v3.